Yo, what the fuck is going on, guys? It's your boy Jay Sturdy and or Jordan. And if you're special, you call me Young Sweye. What the fuck is going on, guys? So today I got sorry, I'll cut that out. But today I got a brand new video idea that I wanted to introduce to the channel. I've been trying to do this for some time now, just haven't had the time to actually sit down and make some videos. But I've been having the itch lately, so I figured, hey, why not start with this? So today we're gonna be doing Behind the Joint. I think I spoke about this in a previous video of mine, but ultimately what this series is gonna incorporate and be about is it's going to be a look back on my music, starting with the very first song that I ever released and going to all the way up to current, and then future music, of course. If you guys are familiar with like Genius Verified videos, it's going to be something similar to the sorts, but a little bit more in depth and a little bit more personal about me and my life specifically, because that's what my music reflects, is just me personally and about my life and all the things that's happened in my life, good and bad. So without further ado, um, we're gonna get right started. But before we do, be sure to drop a like, be sure to drop a follow, subscribe. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Click on the links below in the description to check out my live stream, check out my TikTok and all that good stuff so you can stay posted, stay connected. And yeah, let's get going. So some of you guys may have heard the song, especially if you guys are hardcore fans of mine, more or less if you've listened to my music, but also if you've been in my live streams. If not, hey, first time for everything, right? So this song is called Stay True to the Game. I uploaded this 4 years ago. So sometime, probably about 5 years ago, actually, sometime in 2018. I believe it was like summer of 2018, maybe. So maybe it was for 2019. I don't know. Either way, um, I uploaded this song, and a little backstory about it. I've already uploaded a video about, how me starting recording came about, but a buddy of mine just ultimately told me I should rap. And we linked up with his friend, and his friend was like huge AV guy, and loved music production and stuff like that. So he had what is it called? Adobe Premiere, I think is what it's called. He had that loaded up on his computer, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, you can record music on this. I got a mic right here." He had like a little snowball Yeti, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And so I just recorded the song in my room, and or in his room rather, and yeah, I had the well, actually, I'll explain that later. We're just gonna go ahead and get into the video or into the song. So we're gonna listen.
Hey, you already know what it is. I'm trying something new, trying something different, but you already know what it
I'm gonna
is.
try to
It's Young
refrain from
Swag,
singing
and this
along,
is
and
what
then I
you
also
hear.
apologize because there's no structure to this video.
I said sometimes the hysteria is super scarier than the terror of a really psycho bitch causing mad destruction, mad eruption, kinda like Kilimanjaro. I feel the sorrow as I look out the window to the sunrise tomorrow. I'm in my room, chilling out, maxing all cool, trying to figure what's new before shit turns rude. Time to pay your dues and convey the mood of an depressed man trying to be himself and find what's new before he finds his doom up in his womb, still in the womb of Mother Nature. It's funny how hip hop hates you. I think it's all fake how fiends try to take the limelight and feeling bright as I take flight like it's Fallout. Doom like 7-6, I'm talking ball out. Too much weight on me, I might fall down. Too much pain to see as I look around. Everything angers me until there's no sound. Put the DMV like
Hold
it's a
up,
car now.
I gotta pause that. Nobody understands. Like, I'm gonna get really in depth into these lyrics, into these bars in just a second, but nobody understands how crazy that ball. Like, doing like 7-6, I'm talking fallout, too much weight on me, I might fall down. Like, bro, y'all know how like in Fallout, how like if you guys way too much, if you guys carrying too much, you slow down. Like, come on, bro. Come on. But yeah, so anyway, just wanted to emphasize that.
You haters envy me like I'm far out. Take pills for pain before I pass out. stay out my lane until I'm en route. Drugs feel the same, now I'm tossed up. I don't want the fame, now what's up? Surrounded by lanes who don't give a fuck. As I play the game, I run out of luck. Trying to build my name like a Tonka truck. Tonka what? So tell me what it is, yeah, yeah. I'm making music trying to get rich. I ain't down for the fame. I don't hang with the lames. I stay true to the game, yeah, yeah. 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 All these fans on me, I ain't talking money. All these fans on me, they calling me honey. Take it from a family, don't call me a dummy. Oh, you got jokes and shit? Man, you kinda funny. Chillin' in my crib with no basic bitch. I got the drip on me, I don't fake this shit. Come running on me, you gon' take the hit. All this cash on me, I feel like spending it. Pull up to your house and I'll take a shit. Still brazy when I'm on my young gangster shit. Still brazy even after May Jane hit. Coming at you through the speakers, I'm finna break some beakers. Scientific method for the features. Filling up the arenas, I'm talking the bleachers. If we racing, I'm winning by hella meters. If you want it, you can have it, come take a hit of the dope. Took a drag from the blunt, now I'm hella smoked. You skirting too fast, now your license revoked. I'll run up on you, now you're feeling provoked.
She playing with my balls, call that ping pong.
I knock on that door like ding dong. After I hit it once, I tell her be gone. Bitches ain't shit, be my theme song. I'm a goon thing, they chest like King Kong. All these hating ass niggas that I feast on. I'm so beyond these niggas, I'm long gone. So tell me what it is. I'm making music trying to get rich. I ain't down for the fame. I don't hang with lames. I stay true to the game, yeah, yeah. 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 Stay true to the game, yeah, yeah. Stay true to the game, yeah, yeah.
Stay true to the game, yeah, yeah. All right. Anyway, that's the song. If you guys want to check out this song or any other of my songs, my link to SoundCloud will be in the description. This is just the very first song, so just scroll all the way to the bottom. Anywho, so we're gonna first talk about how the song came about, you know? So again, this kind of goes with the story about how I started to write music and how I first recorded my first song, yada yada yada, etc. etc. So, with that being said, to keep a long story short, I basically was told by one of my friends that, hey, you freestyle pretty well. You should try to write a song or try to write a verse, see what happens. At this time, I've been writing, I wouldn't necessarily say music per se, but I had been writing for about 3 to 4 years at this point, right? And I never really put together a full song, never really tried to put together a full song, never even thought that I was writing verses. I was just fucking writing. And ultimately, I ended up writing the second verse in this song, and it was just there. It was just there, right? And a couple months later, that's whenever my friend suggested that I should actually make a song and things of that nature. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's see what happens. So I kind of started searching up, beats on YouTube and stuff like that. Just kind of started fiddling around. A buddy of mine that I went to school with, he also makes music, so he ended up sending me a pack of his beats, and I just started kind of rapping over those and just trying to figure out some way, shape, or form of how to form and structure a song, and it just wasn't working. Nothing was clicking. It didn't sound good. Everything was off beat. Yada yada yada. So I just had this, open verse for no reason. And I don't know what happened, but one day I fell asleep and I, woke up in the middle of the night, and I used to like deal with sleep paralysis a lot and shit like that. That's like a whole different story, different topic. But ultimately I woke up due to sleep paralysis. And after my little vivid dream or whatever, I couldn't go back to sleep, and it was probably about like 5 in the morning. And so I was just like, I don't know, fuck it, I'll just write. I don't know why I had the urge to write, but I just wrote. And I wrote what was the first verse. So it starts off with sometimes the hysteria is super scarier than the terror of a really psycho bitch causing mad disruption, mad eruption, kind of like Kilimanjaro. Um, but anyway, that terror of a really psycho bitch was the vision and the image that I had in my head as I was going through sleep paralysis. So that kind of sparked that and everything. And we'll kind of go back to it so that way you guys can kind of hear what I'm talking about.
I said sometimes the hysteria is super scarier than the terror of a really psycho bitch causing mad destruction, mad eruption, kinda like Kilimanjaro. I feel the sorrow as I look out the window to the sunrise tomorrow. I'm in my room.
So right there, as I look out to this window to the sunrise tomorrow, I'm in my room, symbolizing, it was early in the morning. I was just writing. And it was all in real time. This verse, the first verse, was all in real time. It was written probably in about 15 minutes, right?
Chilling out, maxing all cool, trying to figure what's new before shit turns rude. Time to pay your dues and convey the mood of a depressed man trying to be himself and find what's new before he finds his doom up in his womb, still in the womb of Mother Nature. It's funny how hip.
So, still in the womb, meaning that I'm new to the game. You know what I mean? But that's also why I chose to name the song Stay True to the Game. I wrote the hook, the day of recording. So I had both verses. This is still probably a week prior to recording was whenever I wrote this verse. But ultimately, I knew that I was kind of still a freshman, still kind of am. And, I'm new to the game, I'm new to the scene. So I'm trying to break out the womb. And, I'm still in the room. We still in the room, baby. We make every single song from the bedroom. Even the songs where I made it and I went to my engineer's house and, recorded with him in his studio, that was in his fucking room. It's all been bedroom music. It's all been bedroom music. Still has, always will be. It is what it is. Maybe one day I'll have the opportunity to record a studio album, but until that day, it is bedroom music on top.
I hate it. I think it's all fake. How fiends try to take the limelight and feeling bright as I take flight like it's Fallout. Doom like
I already
separation
explained this
from
line.
fallout. Too much weight on me, I might fall down. Too much pain to see as I look around. Everything angers me until there's no sound. Put the D in V like it's a car now. You haters envy me like I'm far out. Take pills for fame before I pass out. Stay out my lane until I'm en route. Drugs feel the same, now I'm tossed.
I'm not gonna lie, whenever I wrote that, put the DMV like it's a car now, the haters envy me like I'm far out, like everything right there just kind of flowed. It wasn't really even planned. It just flowed. Like that whole section, the whole I guess like 8 bars just fucking just flew out of my mind.
I don't want the fame, now what's up? So run up my lane, so don't give a fuck. As I
So right there, whenever I said I don't want the fame now, what's up? I used to be recognized a lot for different reasons. Sometimes, well, I shouldn't say sometimes. The majority of the time, it was always for a good reason, whether it be because somebody recognizes me because of my older brother, whether it be somebody recognizes me because of, Instagram or whatever the case was. At the time, I also worked at Zoomies, and I was pretty popular in the sense of people would come to the store specifically to hang out with me and to talk to me and stuff like that. So, um, in that sense, in that essence, I was very popular. So I didn't like that attention, give or take. Like the online media, social media attention is it is what it is. I can't control that. But in person, interactions whenever there's a lot of people, especially a lot of random people that I don't know, and they're all coming up to me, overwhelming me with questions, with this, that, the third. I used to give out a lot of advice to people and stuff like that. It's overwhelming. So I never wanted the fame. I still don't want the fame. I don't give a fuck about being famous. It's all about money. But at the end of the day, music is not and will never make me money. And if it does, okay, whoop de whoop, coolio. That's not my goal with music. But at the end of the day, being famous from music will never, ever, ever, ever be something that I try to pursue. Because that shit is the devil.
The game,
But
I
what's
got a lot
up?
of luck, trying to build my name like a Tonka truck. Tonka what? So tell me what it is, yeah.
So, fuck all that. So let's go into how we actually recorded the song, how everything happened, the more in-depth things, the whole studio session per se. So again, I wrote that verse about a week prior to me actually recording said song. Um, Whenever I wrote the verse, I fell asleep. After I wrote the verse, I woke up and I read through the verse and I was like, dude, this is crazy. This is actually something that would sound good on a song. It flows good. The cadence is good. You know, so I showed it to my roommate. My roommate's like, dude, that's sick. Let's go try to figure out how to record it. And but whoop de woo, whoop de woo. Okay, cool. He, a couple hours later, he hits me up. He goes, yo, so my homeboy, he invited us over to stay the night, like, let's go chill over at his house. Okay, cool. So we go over to my boy's house and we just start hanging out. We are playing like Super Smash Bros. And just chilling, just having loads of fun. And I don't know really remember how the conversation really sparked of us actually creating the song or making music, but somebody just mentioned music and somebody mentioned my music or something like that. I think it was my friend that ultimately was my roommate that invited all of us to go hang out with his friend. Um, and I think just through that time, it was just like, I don't know, it just kind of felt divine almost. But it was like, yeah, bro, like we can just record a song here. Like I have a mic, I have everything we need to do it, and like I can also kind of produce. And so he started like producing a few tracks. And keep in mind, like he's not a producer by any means. He just kind of knows his way around a DAW and stuff like that. And like flipping samples and shit. And so it took him about like an hour and a half to like make something like some sort of loop that was like actually good enough to use. And I was like, we were like going to go in with the song and like kind of make the song off of that loop. But what ended up happening is it just didn't fit. It just ultimately didn't structurally fit. And we weren't, keen enough or had the knowledge of how to make it structurally fit. And so we're just like, fuck it, like let's just look on YouTube, let's just look for beats. So we started off not even recording this song. I had a whole different song that I was planning on recording, and we found a beat that ultimately that song kind of fit over. I kind of like recited it before we actually started recording, and I was like, okay, let's try this. So I spent like an hour or two recording that song. That song is nowhere on the internet, deleted forever, will never surface, and it was just ultimately garbage. Like the beat was cool, but my lyrics didn't fit the beat, and the cadence was off. Everything was just off about it. So I just scrapped it. I said, fuck it. And, you know, we're digging through. And I don't know, I kind of felt this like West Coast vibe at the time. I was listening to Shoreline Mafia a lot and shit like that. And so I just searched up Shoreline Mafia type beats. And upon going through like clicking on like five different videos, clicking on the suggested videos from those and stuff like that, I ultimately found this beat. And when I heard it, I was like, dude, this is fucking perfect. And I opened up what was the second verse, and I, started like rapping it. And I was like, dude, this kind of fits. So then I fucked with and opened the first verse and started rapping it. And I was like, dude, this fits so perfectly. And so I started it from the top, and I figured out, I was like kind of piecing in my head what verse should go first, what verse should go second. And ultimately, I wanted the second verse to go first because it was the first verse that I written, if that makes sense, like chronologically. And so I just wanted the sequence to be like that. But the intro to the second verse, um, all these bands on me, I ain't talking money. All these fans on me, they calling me honey. Take you from your family, don't call me a dummy. Oh, you got jokes and shit, man. You kind of funny. Like, I'll explain how I wrote that verse in a second, but ultimately that verse just didn't sound like a first verse, if that makes sense. Like, if you make music, if you write music, you kind of understand what I'm talking about, but it just didn't sound like an intro verse. Like, people would have been turned off of the song if I would have put that verse first. So I switched it, and I started it from the top. And I started, it said sometimes the hysteria is super scarier than the terror of a really psycho bitch causing mad destruction, mad eruption, kind of like Kilimanjaro. I feel the sorrow as I look out the window to the sunrise tomorrow. I'm in my room. Sorry, little flex. But either way, it just it was grabbing. It's attention grabbing. I said sometimes the hysteria is super scarier than the terror of a psycho bitch. And people are like, what? Like a psycho bitch? Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me keep on listening. At least that was the idea. That was the goal. So yeah, we ultimately ran it like that. And so how I wrote the second verse, which was ultimately the first verse, it was a span of months. Not gonna lie. Like, the first 8 bars were something that I wrote months prior to actually finishing the verse. And I finished the verse with the help of one of my homeboys who I made a song with that we'll get into, in the future whenever we get to that episode of Behind the Joint. But he was an old roommate of mine, and we used to play Fortnite a lot, and we are just chilling, just talking. And I was like, dude, I can't figure out how to like continue this verse. And then he was like, let me show you what you got so far. And I just recited it to him, and he was like, you should say this. And then I quoted his line, and I was like, okay, that's fire. And then I just kind of continued from there. But without further ado, let's continue this because it's a little bit longer of a video than I wanted it to be, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm making music trying to get rich. I ain't down for the fame. I don't
This
hang
hook,
with the lames. I say
nothing
trust,
special
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
I just wrote
I
it
say
right
trust to the game,
before,
yeah, yeah. Say
literally right
true to the
before
game, yeah, yeah.
we were
Say
finished
true
recording
to
the
the
song. Like,
game, yeah,
recorded
yeah.
all the
All
verses.
these fans on me, I ain't talking money. All these fans on me, they calling me honey. Take it from a family, don't call me a dummy. Oh, you got jokes and shit, man, you kinda funny. Chilling in my crib with no basic
Okay,
bitch. I got the
so
crazy
that
bitch.
also goes over a lot of people's heads, and I feel like it needs to be stated in some way, shape, or form. So, all these bands on me, I ain't talking money. You know, all these bands on me, I ain't talking money. Basically, just at the time, I was honestly speaking about rubber bands because there's a rubber band ball in front of me. That's really the only thing that has to do with it, but it was just a play on words and it sounded cool. All these bands on me, I ain't talking money. All these fans on me, they calling me honey. Girls, take you from your family, don't call me a dummy. Oh, you got jokes and shit? Man, you kind of funny. So the joke was take you from your family. Like, me, I'm not gonna, no, that's not me. I'm not, no. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No more needs to be said. But that's the joke. Man, you got jokes and shit talking to myself. Man, you kind of funny. Because the joke was kind of funny. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't fake this shit. Come running on me, you gon' take the hit. All this cash on me, I feel like spending it. Pull up to your house and I'll take a shit. Still brazy when I'm on my young gangster shit. Still brazy even after May Jane hit.
So pull up to your house and I'll take a shit was a different line prior to me recording it. If I remember correctly, I don't, this is 4 years ago, but if I remember correctly, I think the line was supposed to go pull up to your house and I'll break your shit or something like that, or just something along the lines. And it just sounded like a lot of breaking and entering and a lot of shit that I wasn't about, much like the taking from your family and shit like that. And like I don't want to be rapping about excuse me excuse me I don't want to be rapping about false things in my life and or manifest negative energy into my life. And so like I kind of like just reversed it, took it back, and then like pull up to your house and I'll take a shit, still brazy when I'm on my young gangster shit. YG has a song named or an album named Still Brazy. Young Gangsta is what YG stands for, but either way, that's that. Just a good play on words, good rhyme, good rhythm. That's all that was.
I'm coming at you through the speakers. I'm finna break some beakers. Scientific method for the features. Filling up the arenas. I'm talking the bleachers. If we racing, I'm winning by hella meters. If you want it, you can have it. Come take a hit of the dope. Took a drag from the blunt. Now I'm hella smoke. You skirting too fast. Now your license is revoked. I'll run up on you. Now you're feeling provoked. She playing with my balls. Call that ping pong. I knock on that door like ding dong.
So she playing with my balls, called that ping pong. I knock on the door like ding dong. Like that whole part, starting with that whole part and going into the transition of the next part of the verse was the part that my friend helped me write. So this is basically word for word his lines. Shout out Mikey, shout out my boy, because he's the reason why this verse is completed.
Hit it once, I tell the beat gone. Bitches ain't shit, be my theme song. I'm a goon thing they chest like King Kong. All these hating ass niggas that I feast on. I'm so beyond these niggas, I'm long gone. So tell me what it is.
All these hating ass niggas that I feast on. So, I mean, ultimately, the goal of this song, much the reason why it was the only song that I promoted on Instagram and did the ad boost thing, which is why it has so many plays. Ultimately, the whole reason behind it is to not only emphasize that I was starting this shit, that like this is the, I can't even speak, that this is the cusp and this is the pinnacle of me moving forward and crushing the shit and actually like doing it, you know what I mean? But like it was also to state to people that like, hey, listen to your boy, because we ain't stopping. I might take little hiatuses here and there, might take little breaks here and there. That's just because you can't rush creativity, you can't force creativity, and sometimes the matrix takes the creativity out of you. If you know, you know. If you don't, stay asleep, and that's okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and going behind the joint with me. Until next time.